Good morning, everyone. I introduce myself. I'm Martina Fredella, the area digital marketer for Future Manager. And I am here today with Mr. Nicolas Milonas, Vice President for the Asia Pacific area for Future Manager. Good morning, Nicolas.
Hello, Martina. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Nicolas. And Bernardo Tosco, my
Hello,
colleague.
Bernardo.
Thank you. Good morning.
Entity Relator for Future Manager. So we are here today to ask a couple of questions to Nicolas regarding the worldwide operativity, especially when it comes to the Asia Pacific market. Bernardo, do you want to start with the questions?
Yes, of course. So, Mr. Milonas, could you tell us about the typical client that usually contacts FMA? Is there any characteristics that is in common to your clients?
Yes, that is the core of our business model. So 99.9% of our clients are foreign companies, Western companies operating in China or wishing to operate in China. Some of them are very small companies, like consulting company. Some of them are medium-sized companies, and some of them are important international groups. All have the same aim, is to find a supplier who is expert on the area and who have the ability to provide an efficient service.
Thank you, Mr. Milonas.
Thank you very much. So we spoke about the typical client, but what is the typical situation that pushes clients towards FMA?
As you know, recruiting is difficult everywhere in the world. We have a specific expertise, and all clients all around the world are struggling to find the right candidate. And in China and Asia, it is the same, maybe worse. It could be a very big company or very small company, it is complicated. So the company needs somebody that can help them to deliver, to get a short list of candidates. And they come to us, why? They come to us because we have a, let's say, good reputation. And before to come to us, they struggle to find the right candidate with their HR team or with their standard normal suppliers. They experienced difficulties before to come to us. So this is typically the kind of client that come to us. And the most and the better illustration of that is most of the time we talk with the president or the CEO or the general manager. Of course, we work with the HR, but the big team, the top management team is very involved in the recruitment.
Thank you. It was extremely clear.
So, about the business model, Mr. Milonas, could you tell us what is, of course, the business model for the service activation, meaning both the time necessary for the preparation and both the time for the setup, of course?
As you know, we work on some specific segment of recruitment that means from middle management to top management. We work on a retainer business model, and we need 4 weeks, 6 weeks, or 8 weeks to do the search according to the scopes of the search. And from my side, my main responsibility before to give the search to one of my consultants is to evaluate if we can find the right candidate according to a specific and contractual deadline. When I am convinced we can do it, then I sign the contract. When we sign the contract, we need then 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and we deliver the shortlist. 99.9% of the case we deliver according to the deadline, and this statistic is on 18 years in China. Then the client, according to his internal process, would need 2 weeks to 1 month to evaluate the candidate and do an offer. In some very complicated case, the client needs 3 months to evaluate the candidate and do an offer. But more frequently, it is around 1 month. And then in China, most of cases, the candidate needs 4 weeks to resign. In some cases, it could be 3 months, 6 months, but very frequently it is 4 weeks. So our time is 4, 6, or 8 weeks. Client side 2 to 4 weeks, and candidate resigning 1 to 2 months. So that is the total duration of a search in China or Hong Kong.
Thank you very much for the answer.
And in which countries does FMA operate actively?
As you know, FMA is a born global company. We operate in 40 countries in North America, South America, all around Asia, of course, with the most important area in the world, with the most important growth, Middle East, Africa, and Europe, of course. So we are able to provide our service all around the world.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Milonas, according to the profiles, what are the most common profiles that usually your clients look for?
Okay. In fact, most of the profile, so first of all, we focus on the segment starting from middle management to the very top management. Then on the profile, a lot of profiles are related to manufacturing industrial. The production director, the QA/QC manager, the logistic manager, R&D manager, the general manager, the CEO, the Asia Pacific, etc. Then the second very important one for us is life science. So all this kind of profile, but more life science related, like regulatory affair manager, or very typical specific position. And then in China, so very important is all what is related to digital marketing. Because here in China and in Asia, everything is digital in B2B, B2C. So we do a lot of that kind of position. And in terms of the candidates themselves, 70% of them, of these candidates are Chinese, born in China, but educated abroad, with the ability to speak at least English, or French, or German, or Italian, or Spanish. And 25% of the candidates in my area are Westerners with experience working in China, let's say 3, 4, 5 years minimum, because it is risky to import a guy who has a good technical knowledge, but no China culture experience, because the guy maybe cannot adapt or don't like. So it is a financial risk for the client.
Thank you. You have been very exhaustive.
It was brilliantly explained, I would say. Thank you. We said many times that FMA is a born global company, but how do you handle the price differences among the countries? So can you tell us what is your modalities? How do you handle price variations according to the different countries in which you operate?
In fact, the business model, of FMA is to bill the client according to the billing habits in the country where will be made the search. That means in China, we bill differently than in Japan, differently than South Africa, or UK, or France. In China and Hong Kong, we bill between 25 to 30% of the annual package of the candidate. In Japan, they bill frequently 35 to 40% of the annual package. But in South Africa, maybe it can be 15%. So in China, it is 25 to 30%. And we have an initial retainer fee. Then we deliver the shortlist. The client receives the resume and can pay the shortlist fee, same amount than the initial one. And the balance is when the candidates start to work, start on board, the onboard date. So it is 3 payments.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Milonas, regarding your abroad operativity, what is your mode of operation and what are the necessary timescales, of course?
We have three scopes for the assignments. 4 weeks when we serve the candidate only in one country, only China, or only Thailand, or only France. When we serve the candidate on a region, Europe, or Asia, or Americas, 6 weeks. And when we serve the candidate worldwide, we ask 8 weeks. That means it is the date we start the search until to the date we deliver the shortlist, and the shortlist date is contractual.
Thank you very much, Mr. Milonas, for all the information you have just given us about FMA. And of course, thank you for your availability. I also want to thank all those that followed us, and I want to take this opportunity to invite all you to follow us on our platforms and to view all the new contents related to the several countries in which FMA operates. So thank you, Martina, and thank you again, Mr. Milonas.
Thank you, Martina. Thank you, Bernardo. And just let me have a short conclusion. In FMA, we provide, we deliver, we provide, we give before to get. That means if anybody in the world asks any question, we are extremely pleased to answer this question, to provide advice. And we wish that later client will work with us. But it is part of our DNA to provide information and advice before. And when we provide advice, clients start to see we know what we are talking about.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.